everybody, Tina Williams here, and on behalf of myself and the most amazing Trish Gillum, we are here to talk Skype. Now, I know many of you have Skype, many of you are just new to Skype, and some of you may be out there talking to other people who you are introducing Skype to. So we want to make sure that you know as much as you can about how to use Skype in your own personal life and in your business and for your marketing. So let's get started. Skype.com, super easy, downloads. Now this particular video is kind of tutorial and tips and tricks. So we're not going to go through all the ins and outs, and we already have a great guide for you that includes the Skype commands. So we're going to make sure that you have access to that as well. So this is going to be more about some tips and tricks that you can do once you're on the inside and some great information that you can share with others. When you download Skype, first things first, I personally choose, even though I do have Windows 8, to use Skype for Windows Desktop. You can get that right here. You will see when you scroll down that you have a choice of Windows 8 and Mac versions or Linux versions, depending on what you use. But Windows 8 version, as far as I'm concerned, is not the best view. So you'll see we have a couple other things down here. You can actually use Skype on all your mobile devices, which we both do as well. We have Skype on our phones and on our iPads. But I am a Windows user, and I choose to use Windows Desktop version because the Windows 8 version is just not good for me. So once you get Skype downloaded, let's go take a peek on the inside. Okay, some simple things here. Once you get it downloaded, you're going to see that you can upload an image and you can fill in your profile. Super easy. You can go right here. See that little home? Click that, and this is your Skype home. This shows some of the people you're connected with, and then your profile. You can also give Skype feedback if you'd like. But on your profile, you'll see you can change your picture, you can have a tagline, you can this is your public profile. You can edit it at will, and you can look at what only your contacts will see here. So you can fill in this information, and then let's scroll down to the bottom. You can purchase subscriptions so that you can actually make some phone calls. We're not going to go into big detail on that, but you can definitely investigate how you can buy subscriptions. They are incredibly inexpensive, particularly for those of you who are overseas or making regular calls overseas or have clients or are doing a group overseas and you want to do phone calls. It is the most cost-effective way for you to connect. You can get a Skype phone number. Voice messaging is enabled. You can do call forwarding, and you can even set up caller ID. How cool is that? And a lot of this is free. So let's take a look and go back to Skype Home and look at some functions. What we're going to do, as I said, this is kind of a tips and tricks video. We're going to go through some of the information here. So I'm actually going to go to one of my other profiles because I know that there's not a lot in here and I won't be exposing some information that I may not want all of you to see. You'll see that I have this Tina Williams set to Do Not Disturb. We're going to start right there. Many of you, and I just recently spoke with someone that had this problem, they weren't getting their messages and they couldn't figure it out. With your status, all you're going to do is click this drop down and you can set your profile so that it is online, away, do not disturb, invisible, or offline, or you can set it up to call forwarding so your Skype messages will be forwarded to your phone. Now, when you're online, everybody can see you're online, and when you're away, it'll state that you're away. When it's do not disturb, literally you will not get messages that come through, and especially depending on how you have your notifications set up, something we're going to look at in just a sec, you will not get those notifications until you actually change your status. I like to stay invisible, but when you're offline, that one you have to watch. If you are going to be sharing documents or images or anything like that, and we're going to look at how to do that, if you share a document or an image and you go offline before the other party retrieves it, then what will happen is they will not be able to access that document. Keep in mind, Skype is cloud-based. It is not server-based. So when you're away and you're offline, boom, everything stops because it's cloud-based. So you want to be aware of that. And again, you can set up call forwarding if you so choose. And you can take a peek here. Call, if I hit the call button, then I am literally calling that person via Skype. But you have options here where you can add a phone number, and you'll see with some people you can actually call right to their phone. If they have it set up so that they have phone numbers in there, you can call right to their cell phone or their home phone or their business phone. Video call. I try to avoid that one as much as I can because I don't want to have to get all dressed up because people will be able to see you. So if you want, and that's part of your marketing, I can't tell you that we haven't done video chat with people where you can all see each other, but that is going to depend on what you want. And when I'm talking to my children who are, like currently my kids are in New York, we Skype, and I absolutely want to do video call with them so that I can, see their little faces. So that's totally up to you, but you can absolutely do video calls. Keep in mind with video calls, it does pull a lot from your computer, so you may have to shut down other things, and it may draw a lot of juice from your computer, so it might lag a little bit. But it's super easy to do, and depending on what your objective is, you can definitely do video calling. Now, another thing right here in this dashboard is plus. This is to, as you can see, add participants, send files, and more. So literally from this little plus button, you could send a file to a picture, an image. You can send contacts. So for instance, if I wanted to click and I wanted to invite Trish and have this Tina Williams connect with Trish, I can just do send. And you'll see contact sent to Tina Williams, and that added the most amazing Trish Gillum. Now the other things you can do from here is you can also share screen. So if I wanted to, I could actually do this. Okay, so maybe I can't. I need to be on a call with someone. But if I was on a call with someone, all I need to do is be on that call and it will share my screen. So if I wanted to show someone directions or a website or my Facebook page, we often use this in our coaching calls. We'll use the screen share so that we can help solve problems. It's a great tool for that, but you do need to be on an actual call for that. And you can add people. So if I was on a call and I wanted to add any one of my contacts to this conversation and make a group conversation, all I have to do is add people here. So if I was on a call with my daughters and I wanted to add one of my other daughters, I could literally do that right from this little plus button here. Now, some of you get confused and you don't know that you can actually make people big and small, big and small, big and small. So you can literally open this up so that this window is big and small. Okay, let's look at some of the other functions. Now, I know many of you, when you get set up with Skype, it can make you a little crazy with all the whoop, whoop, whoop noises. So let's go in and let's take a look at how we can change some of those notifications. I'm going to show you two ways to do that. First of all, let's go right into Tools. And you'll see in Tools, you have Options. This is one way. General options are here. This is your general settings. And when I start Skype, when I start Windows, I do have it set up so my Skype does pop right up. Now, for some of you who are using multiple Skype launchers and you have multiple Skypes that might start, you're going to have to set these specific notifications and these functions for every Skype option or Skype thing that comes up for you. So you have to set it separately because every Skype is going to open differently and it's going to be open on its own. So if you are using a multiple launcher where you can have several Skype IDs open at the same time, you're going to need to go in and set these functions individually. So audio settings. Those of you who are using a mic, as you can see, mine is showing right here. You can change that mic setting, and if you're ever talking to somebody and it's, you can't hear them, they can't hear you, you're going to go into audio sections, you're going to go into tools, then you'll go into audio settings, and you're going to set both your microphone and your speakers. And ringing on all devices, you can see all you have to do is click on that, and it will tell you where the ringing will show up. So you can set all of those. And then here you can make a free test call, learn more about your settings, buy a headset even if you want. We're going to just skip that one. I got Plantronics and Logitechs. They work great. And you can always talk to Trish. She's got plenty of headset advice for everybody. Here. These are list your audio devices. So if you have to, you can go in and choose from here, or for some reason, and I have had this happen, strange enough, that I've had to unplug and plug back in my headset so Skype recognizes it. So here is where you're going to set up that microphone so people can hear you. This is a big one. Sounds. I don't like noise. So I basically do not have sounds showing up. Here you can enable all sounds, as you can see, and every time, and I'm going to show you how to change some of these with your group settings particularly, you get that whoop, whoop, whoop noise, or whatever noise you so choose, knocking if you want, or call on hold, or whatever crazy noises you want. I actually mute all sounds because it's just too disruptive for me. So I don't choose to have that. You can even import sounds if you want. So if you don't want to have those noises in your ear, just go into sounds and mute all sounds. So video settings. I'm gonna hide. Video settings. All right, you can do those too if you want, if you really want to. So you can change those and you can save those or change them, and we're going to get right out of them. And let's go back to tools. I don't have the video setting. Actually, it pops right in. Your video setting should come right from your computer. It should pick up whatever video settings you have. Now, if you are using a webcam or an external or third-party video device, you may have to go in and make some changes. Skype Wi-Fi I don't use. I have my own Wi-Fi. Your privacy settings. You can allow calls from everybody, people from only your lists. You can set these things in privacy up however you'd like to set them, whatever fits for you. Now the bigger one. Here I have blocked contacts, so you may have blocked contacts. So you can work out with those as well. Big one, notifications. Display a notification in the Windows tray when someone, as you can see, I have them all unticked. I don't want notifications. I don't want, especially with this particular Skype, I get a lot of Skype activity, so I have everything unticked. You can choose this. When someone has a birthday, when someone sends you a contact, this one makes me nuts. Comes online or goes offline. I don't really want to know when people come online or offline. So you can actually, it'll show you some examples on what this looks like. I personally untick all of them. So if you want to get notified, and you can change these settings whenever you want. So I do not have those set. Now alerts and messages, same thing. Show messages about help or promotions. Now this is interesting. This is when Skype has promotions. And then again, here's your sounds. I don't have those set at all. And then IM and SM. This allows IMs from people in my contact lists only, or anyone. This is instant messages. I have them set for contacts only because you will find that a lot of people are using these auto bots, and even if you're not in their contacts, you'll get these random messages. So I set this to people in my contacts only. And then you have some other settings in here as far as privacy that you can change. And then I am appearance. This actually you can change the fonts. So I am using 9-point Tahoma, and that's particularly the size font that I like. Show emoticons, show animated emoticons. I like those. We play with those. I have fun with those. So I show those. You can actually change those if you want. And then your SMS settings. When I send an SMS, that's a text message, will it identify me? So you can, and this is an advanced function, and we will talk about that later, how you can use this text messaging function with your groups. Very cool. But you can do that. Understand that there could be charges for that as well. And then let's hit some of these advanced ones so that you can see. Automatic updates, that means Skype will automatic update. Here's another one, hotkeys. It depends on how you function. I don't use hotkeys, but many of you are used to using hotkeys, so you can actually set up hotkeys for yourself too. Is that cool or what? There are a zillion things that you can do with Skype, so you want to make sure that you go in, and particularly this one, the notifications and sounds, get those adjusted so Skype does not make you insane.